Wait, where's me? Wait, there we go. Nope, fuck. Yep, there we go. Hello, Gaming Bleach. We just started. I literally talked about the stream, doing the stream for the longest time, and now that I'm doing it, I'm just like, cool, great, wonderful, wonderful. I literally, last night, I was like, man, I really should stream, I really should do the Game Boy stream before I do Resident Evil, because I'm gonna keep putting it off, I'm never gonna fucking do it. So last night, I got the camera set up, and I've hooked it up, and I was like, okay, let's try it on OBS. Picked up immediately. Okay, cool, great. I'm just gonna fucking do it tomorrow. And that tomorrow is not today. So here we are. Gameboys. Uh, literally have no script. I'm just gonna talk, and I am gonna save the VOD. I literally didn't know what music to put in the background. I was like, Animal Crossing music seems good. Fuck it, Animal Crossing. Let's go for Animal Crossing. So yeah, no, I mean, I guess if you don't know me, or if you don't see the title of my fucking name as retro, I like retro consoles. Specifically, I like Nintendo because that's what I grew up with. That's what I know. That's what I like. So, of course, when I had money to do things, to buy things, of course, I wanted to buy Game Boys. Oh yeah, also this mouse mats of me. That's me right there. Hey. Well, that's my old design now, I guess. So, eh, 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 yeah, whatever. That's oh, you can see the camera right there, but that's besides the point. Yeah, like I don't know, just I grew up with Game Boys. My first Game Boy was a Game Boy Color, not this. This is just well, I figured since we should probably go in order of like Game Boys, I guess release order, and go from there. I kind of wanted to start with the Game Boy Color, but I feel like DMG is like, even though it's the original, the OG, whatever. Oh, I'll show my face. Oh, I don't really care. Even though it's like the OG, it's like I barely really have any experience. Even though this is a modded Game Boy and it's like DMG and it's nice, it got little metal buttons and everything. I still barely play it because it takes 4 AA batteries, and I mean, I like the way it feels in my hand and everything, but am I really gonna use 4 AA's to play regular DMG games? Not really, but it looks pretty. Like next to this one I have right over here. Man, how does Mako do this? Wow, look at that. 2 DMGs. I actually do like how this one looks, but both of these DMGs have both of these DMGs have issues of when I was trying to play Dragon Quest 1 and 2 on these, for whatever reason, I had issues of up and down, side to side perfectly, because I think when I like rebuilt or quote unquote swapped out kits, I think specifically on this one and the buttons and everything, I was testing out Breakout. I mean, Breakout was fine, like yeah, just go back and forth, whoop to do, it's Breakout. But when it came to actually playing like Dragon Quest, now it wasn't really working out too well. Oh yeah, both of these are modded, by the way, if you clearly can't tell from the smoke black and also this pearlescent, yeah, DMG, which is a very, very cool. I like how this looks. It sucks that it kind of like scratches. You can see, even though I haven't used it a lot, you can see the little scratches right here. You can see the scratches right here from just inserting the game card, and I also got into the card itself, which is like, well, this is a really cool shell. I really like how it looks and everything. But man, this is annoying. So I think if I would actually use this Game Boy, I'd probably use it as a flash card, so I never have to take the card outside. But Whatever, it's fine. Who cares? All right. But yeah, no. It's funny because I remember first seeing one of these in elementary school and thinking, wow, that's a Game Boy? It looks super fucking massive compared to my Game Boy Color. But I always kind of wanted one. And then eventually, I think one day for like my birthday, which is a few years ago, oh my god, which is like what, 4 or 5 years ago? Probably like 5 years ago at this point. I think I was at McDonald's with my dad, and my dad's like, "What do you want for your birthday?" Hello, summertime. So we're talking about Game Boys. We're doing the Game Boy stream finally. Wow. But my dad asked me, "What do you want for your birthday?" No, I thought I think I might do that because I literally bought this camera just to talk about Game Boys, and then I realized I spent like what, $60 on a camera that I might use once, and I was like, I should probably use it again for something else. One of my friends suggested a soldering stream, which I mean, yeah, I guess that could work. I don't see why it wouldn't work, but I need more Game Boys for that. Um, if it's funny because I did mod a Game Boy SP recently that I basically gave to my brother. Um, so whenever we're gonna do Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles together, he's gonna use that or regular Game Boy. Actually, I forgot what he said. But yeah, I basically modded the Game Boy for him to use. I cleaned the power switch, made it look nice and pretty, soldered the one wire for SP specifically, and it's all nice and pretty. I didn't fuck up the hinges, which was great because SP hinges are god awful. But yeah, but what I was saying before was my dad asked me what I want for my birthday, and I was like, just give me like $50 and I'll buy like a DMG. And he's like, that's what you want? I was like, yeah, I don't own one of these. I like out of all the Game Boy stuff, I don't own a DMG, which I think this is the one that I turned into. Which I bought like a reshelled orange one, which is disgusting, but it was really cheap when it came with Kirby. And then that that console became this one right here, which has a Q5 LCD kit. I mean, it's nice, it's pretty. I should have got the other Game Boy. Fuck, there's too many fucking Game Boys to get out. I have too many. I got a lot that I know that are the pretty ones, but I did get a few from my other friend Mako, who sold me a few of his Game Boys. Have fun with modding. Thank you. I'm not really modding. I'm just talking about them because a lot of these consoles that I'm showing off today have already been modded. But I guess the summertime said, and now you suggested, I was like, yeah, maybe I should do a stream where I actually talk about, or actually do like modding a Game Boy, because fuck it. But it's funny because even though I don't really like these, oh, thank you for the 5 watch streak. Even though I don't like these very much, and like there is a new kit from Funny Playing that does alleviate my issues of needing fucking 4 AA batteries. I don't have the kit yet, but I plan to get it soon because of work-related reasons. But I am planning to use my DMG more, or at least one of these DMGs. I don't know which one. I think I might get this one. I'm not sure. But I am planning to use it more then. But since I don't have really much to say on the DMG, aside from like I like the way it feels and it's super nice, big, and bulky. Aside from that, I really have nothing else on it because this is my least experience on the Game Boy. I used to, and we're gonna go on next to, the Game Boy Pocket. I actually move this one to the side. Just fucking look at the size difference between these two fucking things. Like, look at this. Look at this fucking chunker compared to like this thing right here. Like, I used to really not like the Pocket. I thought my friends were kind of selling it. It was kind of a little bit overrated. But the more I played with it, the more I was just like, I get it. I understand. I understand why people like this so much. And it made me think, well, just the Game Boy Pocket, right? Wrong. You can see there's something a little different about this one. I actually paid one of my friends to mod this for me, or I bought a board from him. And you may be wondering, okay, so what's different? Because this isn't just a regular Pocket. This is. Yep. This is a Game Boy Color Pocket. Yep. So, yeah, fuck it. It's the red version or whatever. I forgot what even I had on this. But yes. This is a Game Boy Color inside a pocket. It's funny because I got this from him, and then I was just like, I thought I could just use like another kit I already had, but I couldn't. I can get rid of this in the bottom. It's whatever. But I couldn't, and I was like, oh fuck, I don't think I have a kit that actually works with this, but I do, and the only quirk is like I have to remove this little bottom part every time I turn it on. But aside from that, it works great. And obviously you can see it's Pokemon Red version. Hey. But this is really cool. And I mean, I like the pocket and having a pocket color like this in this form factor. Love it. Perfection. Really happy that my friend did this, and I think it was well worth the money when I actually decided to fucking use it. But I think if you're really choosing about like, okay, well, right, what should I get? A DMG or a pocket? And my case is like fucking neither. Unless you dish out the money to get one of these, which I do and also don't recommend unless you want to splurge and be a collector like I am. But if I guess if I were to choose which one you should get out of these two, I guess in terms of just playing Game Boy games, I would more than likely go with this one. Because I think the form factor is really nice. The thing, at least the thing with pockets, which I think also may affect DMGs, is that you want to change this power board, because if you're going to be adding like an IPS display, or like using a flash cart, or whatever, it can really like, obviously like these things were not built with obviously these kits in mind. They just happen to work. So you're putting a lot. I guess you could say you're putting like strain. I don't know. Maybe one of my friends could correct me if they were here. But it's just better to go like all out and getting everything nice and refurbished so it can handle these like aftermarket mods a lot better. But let's move away from this one too, because I'm gonna bring out another one. I have everything off to the side of my bed that I have to go grab. Um, you know what? I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna get both of these actually. Actually, no, I'm gonna get these right here. And now we're back with more Game Boys. I have two really pretty ones that I really enjoy, but these are Game Boy Colors. I have this one. Wow, look, it's my artwork that's right here on the Game Boy, and also two-tone. Isn't that so pretty? And also this one right here. I should find batteries because I do not have batteries. I should have done that before starting the stream. Whoops. Uh, hold on. Hold on. No panic. Slight panic. Shit. Why did I not get batteries before stream started? Why did I not do this? I was like, oh, I'm just gonna show them off. I'm not gonna turn them on. I was like, well, now I want to turn them on, and now I don't know where my batteries are at. Eh, eh. I have like a giant drawer full of cables and everything that I put away. I think there's some over here, maybe? Perhaps? You have to excuse me, I recently moved, and there are a lot of things not in its proper place in my usual junk hoard. So I actually put things away properly, so I have to, oh, there we go. So I actually have to find things again. And also I gotta throw this trash away. So silly of me. Yeah, I'm just looking at this massive pile on my bed. I'm like, God, dude, I've wasted so much money. Okay. Back. With actual batteries. Look at that. I guess I should get a game with this one. I should actually have games ready too. But since I did put in the title, games maybe too, I have games to show off. Not actually, those are Game Boy Advance games. Crap. Professional streamer, I swear. I have this right here. Eh. Screw it. Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest Monsters. Let's put that aside. Bup. Bup. Wow, look at that. Looks so nice and fancy. Bup. Look at that. Wow, you can barely see that. Square Enix. Dragon Warrior Monsters. I bought this and I was like, I might play this eventually. I just think it'd be really neat to play. And you can barely see that. Wow. I think it's on the lowest brightest setting too. You can't even see that. Whatever. It's fine. But yeah, you may be like, oh, these are really cool, whatever. So this is the Game Boy. Obviously, this is the Game Boy Color. This is the Game Boy Pocket Color. I think if I were to choose between the two, I'd probably, more likely than not, go with this one over this one. Also, hi, Hazy. For the sole reason, this is just that slightly smaller, and it just feels, I guess, nice in the hand. Even though I do really love this, and having the arc back does help with like grip. I think I do prefer this one overall. Can I change this? Yeah, but that doesn't really matter. Yeah, booty grip noted, yeah. I have a file on this. I don't have a file on this. I guess I started and just didn't do anything with it. But yeah, no, this Game Boy Color specifically has an OLED kit inside of it. So yeah, there's OLED for the Game Boy Color. And if I could tell you if there's a big difference, not really. I mean, yeah, it's brighter. Oh shit, it is. I mean, yeah, it's brighter, but like, I don't really care about that. I think I can actually make it even brighter. There's like a touch sensor thing on this. I forget where it is. I don't really care that much. But we're not gonna show this one off too much longer, because I'm literally just talking about all this stuff. But yeah, these OLED kits exist for the Game Boy Color, which I think are pretty neat. But overall, if you were gonna tell me does it do anything better than this one, which is just an LCD kit, no. I mean, it's neat. I mean, yeah, the colors look a little bit better, but you can't really tell on its fucking camera because it's not picking it up properly. Because I think, as I mentioned before, this is on the lowest brightness, and the lowest brightness is still brighter than this, which I think is fucking crazy, but whatever. But let's not talk about this one right here. Let's go over to this one. I actually like this kit. It's funny because I use this kit inside this one to actually get the picture proper. Let's move that over to the side. And actually, wait, no. We need the batteries over here. I think this is a funny playing kit inside of it now, but come on. Oh yeah, I'm literally winging all of this. I'm just talking, I'm just like, yeah, fuck, I should probably think of some fun conversations, but I got none. So you're just getting me talking about like, yeah, whatever. That's what we're doing now, I guess. Wow, this is also worse. Yeah, you can't see this either. Maybe this? No, you can't. Oh, yeah, wait. Oh yeah, there you go. Look at that. Reduce the brightness, you can sort of see it. Because there's a touch sensor on top, so I can change the brightness. But yeah, no, this is I think, that has a funny playing kit inside of it, which I think is still the peak of Game Boy Color kits in general. Like, I have no real complaints. I gotta thank you, Mog. Also, hello, Mog. Yeah, we're talking about Game Boys. I got some pretty cool looking Game Boys, like this Game Boy Pocket Color, this this modded Game Boy Color from an OLED display that has art from Alice Sawyer. If you know Alice Sawyer, she provided the art for this, and I'm really thankful because I think this is the coolest this is the coolest one I own, and it sucks because not many other people have it. I guess not many other people are as interested as in her art as am I. But I think it's really cool. Oh, I mean, if you want to talk about, if you want help with custom stuff, I can help you out. But we're gonna move that to the side again. But yeah, no, this also has my art as well. This one looks different than this on the table because when I was working with my friend on getting this printed, the printer started having issues, and so like all the colors are kind of like desaturated. I mean, I still think it looks kind of cool, but it wasn't the intended look that I wanted like right here. But I still think it came out just fine. But you know, but the Game Boy Color is my first Game Boy system. I mean, I still remember going to the store, buying my teal Game Boy Color, and getting Pokemon Blue, and then crying because I didn't know how to spell Ash. I cried a bit stupid. Yeah. So this is see-through. Of course you can tell, and this is also see-through. This is a clear red front and a smoke clear back. So yeah, you can see it's Dragon Warrior Monsters. Wow. But try to make sure everything looks nice and pretty in focus. Yeah, no, like after modding, like aftermarket, like Game Boy parts, I think I've come a long way since when they first started, especially in terms of funny playing, because I think this is all funny playing. Funny playing shell, funny playing buttons, funny playing membranes and everything. All great. Love funny playing, they do good stuff. But yeah, I guess I've been asked a few times and I've shown people off my Game Boys, like, oh, what Game Boy should I get? And I'm just like, I mean, what are you planning to play? Like, what are you planning to do with the Game Boy? Like, what are you planning to play? Because even though I have all these cool like Game Boy colors and everything, actually, let me get one more. Oh yeah, this is the one. This is that one. Because even though I have all these cool Game Boy colors, let's move this on the side over here. Yeah, right. Because even though I have all these cool Game Boy colors, I really don't use any of them. And maybe I just pulled this one up right now, and you may be thinking, wow, this one looks a little bit different than these two. Why is that? It's because this one is different. And also, this is a custom Grimmy show that I made, by the way. I made the art for this. I think it came out pretty cool, and no one buys it. It's whatever. But you may be saying, hey, this one, the display looks different than this one. Why is that? That's because. Yep. Hold on. I guess this is a dumbass firmware. Actually, hold on. How do I work this again? Okay, I had to figure out how to use this. So yeah, this right here is a this is not a modded Game Boy Color. This is an aftermarket funny Game Boy Color kit. So basically, this has a custom FPGA on it that replicates the Game Boy Color in every regard. This is also made by Funny Play. The shell, the kit itself, and everything. I think it's all pretty neat. Hold on, let me save. Okay, can I take this off now? Oh, actually no. Display mode. So you can have pixel perfect, quote unquote. You can also have like the full screen emulation, which isn't pixel perfect. It does have distorted pixels, but I feel like most people wouldn't really care about that. Let me turn this shit off. I don't want to hear it anymore. Get this out of here. But I feel like most people wouldn't really care about that. I care about that, which is why I never use this. Who are these cuties? This is Alice Sawyer is the OC, but she does like I think Alice Sawyer, if you know this VTuber, she does really great art. I love her. She's really funny. I think she's streaming literally right now. And then this is obviously art I made, and this is the art I made. But this is another VTuber Grimmy, who I also love. You can get this show right now, actually. I don't have a link right. I don't have a link on hand right now, but because I had to move all my setup and everything to get all this shit sorted. But yeah, this is a custom Game Boy Color powered by an FPGA. Basically replicates everything this does, but this is all aftermarket parts. You do not need an original Game Boy Color to make this. I mean, yeah, if you look at it, you're like, man, yeah, this looks basically identical, you know? Like, yeah, it's like exactly the same ports, same everything, you know? But then you see the difference, like, oh, it's a rechargeable battery. Oh, if I flip down over here, oh look, that's a USB-C to charge instead of this for power, or the AC for power. And I think that's really all that's different. Cheating on somebody else, she's whatever. I'll go into a battle. Oh, well then. But yeah, like I think this is pretty cool. If I didn't have like what I didn't even have all these different ways of playing Game Boy Color right here, I think I would probably get some good use out of this. But I already have actual Game Boy hardware, so this is more of a novelty of like this is more of a novelty in itself. It's something I would actually use. But if you don't have a Game Boy Color and you really want to get a Game Boy Color, but you don't want to go to the process of actually repairing your Game Boy Color, like cleaning the power switch, because I think every Game Boy, aside, I think from Game Boy Pocket up, has issues with the power switch until like the DS line. So even though you can get a Game Boy, even though you can get like a Game Boy and like mod it and everything, if you don't solder and clean the power switch inside these systems, you're gonna have a bad time because it's gonna fuck with the power, and you're gonna be like, how come my Game Boy's only getting like 5 minutes of battery life? That's because the power switch is dirty as fuck. How I do the custom covers? This is actually through a UV printing service that my friend does. I can link you later, Vic, about this. But yeah, no, he's helped me basically make all of these, and I'm really happy. You can buy this one here at RetroGameRepairShop.com, because I did ask for Grimmy's permission to like, hey, can I make a shell of can I make a shell and like sell this? Or like sell your face on this? Like, would you mind? And she's like, no, go for it. I was like, okay, cool, great. So you can buy this right now, and like obviously all is aftermarket parts if you really want. But I just really wanted to make the art for this shell just to have it, because I personally think it's pretty neat. But oh yeah, Azure Dreams. That's how I knew about Azure Dreams mod, because when I was looking up buying a bunch of games to collect, like way back when, because I have like fucking what? I have like tins. And like tins full of Game Boy games. I am a fucking fanatic for Game Boy. We can look at these later if people are interested. But yeah, I just have a lot of fucking games. And like, I mean a lot. Like, fucking... I even got Boktai. I bought Boktai. I have both Boktais. I bought these because I was like, oh, made by Kojima. And I think that the carts look really cool. These things are fucking over like $200. It's really stupid. Don't know why, but I mean, I own them, so. I want to get Survival Kids. I want to get Survival Kids and Sword of Hope, which I think I actually have Sword of Hope 1, like right in here. If I remember right. I found a fantasy. Oh, I can't show that one. Oh shit. Oh yeah, I have one of these as well. Little custom Game Boy. Not custom. This is actual a flash card made by Nintendo, and you can go to like a kiosk to actually flash games onto this. It's a really cool thing. Nowadays it's more of a novelty than anything, but since I'm a collector, I wanted to have one. I mean, because like also I have one of these as well. But do I have it in here? Do I have it in here? I don't. Oh, how did? Okay, so this one right over here. I'm gonna turn this one off. It's dying. This one right over here. Um, this is a custom FPGA Vic. So all this one is all aftermarket parts. Technically you can mod the original Game Boy Color to take USB-C, but you need to basically like you need to buy like a whole power adapter board, and like realistically, I do not care. If I find the convenience of just like, okay, well I need AA batteries. Okay, I'll just fucking oh no, my Game Boy's dead. I need new batteries. Okay, let me just take out these Game Boy. Let me take out these batteries real quick and put in some new ones. And wow, look at that. I get another 6 hours of playtime just by swapping out the batteries. Granted, I I do think this is nice. If like what you mentioned, like Mog earlier said, oh yeah, I'll play this on bed and then I'll probably charge it afterwards. Which I think for that use case, yeah, like having USB-C and once you're done, plug it in to charge, great, fantastic. But if I was actually going on a long like car trip, or if I were to go say off Kai and I wanted to play my Game Boy games, I'd probably take like this one and then just whenever I need to change out the battery, just change out the batteries instead of using like a power bank to charge it. You know, I think it's just more. I think it's just more convenient. Also, since Mog's here, I actually have something of Pumpkins. This is actual my friend Pumpkin sent. This is our actual childhood copy of Pokemon Yellow that she sold to me. I thought she just bought it, but then afterwards she's like, oh no, that's my childhood copy. And it's like, what the fuck did you sell me your childhood copy for? And she's like, why does it matter? I was like, because it's yours. You got it when you were a kid. I mean, I'm flattered. Like this is gonna. If she wants it back, I mean, I probably give it back to her. But like, aside from that, this is gonna die with me, along with basically everything else I own. Actually, we could put this on right here. Bep, bep. Instead of get out of magical chase. Bep. You can see Funny playing. You can see all the custom stuff right there. But yeah, I do intend to play this. I did like I did clean the cart and like replace the battery, so I can actually play it. But yeah, I only did like 14. Yeah, Synth. I only did 14 minutes. Let's see, Pokemon. Yeah, Blentilda. No, did she? Um, when I got it from her, she already deleted the save file. Because I'd say, I know Pumpkin is really nice. I did tell Pumpkin not to delete the file if there was a file, because I could back it up and and then give it back to her if she really wanted. But by the time I got it, the save file was already gone, which is unfortunate. But I do intend to play through it and like put the Dollhouse members or like everybody else in here because I just think that'd be really cool. How many Game Boys in general do I own? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 19. I think like 20. I own like 20 Game Boys. I think there's one. I think there's like one more that I'm not accounting for. I mean, I'm a collector. I love the Game Boy lineup. Like I said, the Game Boy Color was my first system. So like I have really fond memories of the Game Boy Color specifically and also the Game Boy Advance afterwards. Not the original Game Boy Advance model, but um but the Game Boy Advance SP. That's the one that's my nostalgia handheld right there. Yeah, 20. I just like Game Boys. I just really love Game Boys. And it sucks. Well, not really sucks. I met a lot of my good friends like Hazy, Mako, Mike, Marshall. Yeah, they all still work. Like my boy, who I call my boys. I met them all. I met them all because I joined because I got into modding Game Boys, and and a VC, oh yeah, HDR too. That fucking asshole. And I met them through the Game Boy Discord like years ago, and I remember finding my friend Mako's videos. I'm like, wow, he does some kind of cool stuff. I remember joining the Game Boy. I remember joining the voice chat in the Game Boy Discord, probably like what 2019 or maybe yeah 2019. I'm realizing, oh, Mako is in this voice chat. Oh my god, I'm talking to Mako, the famous YouTuber Mako. Oh my god. But you know, they are really cool. I love them. They're really supportive. And then the ones that push me into streaming, specifically Hazu. Like they're my boys. I love them. And they're not really into Game Boys as much as now because I guess I mean really realistically Game Boy modding has peaked for like a while. So like what can you do at this point, you know? But there is something I want to show off later that Mako did make, but I don't have it on right now. But I guess um since we are talking about all this stuff, I'm gonna this move to the side. Oh, I guess I could show this off too before I forget. This right here, oh, this right here is a custom flash cart made from Funny Playing. Little custom PCB. Actually, I think I have another one over here. Wrong one. I mean, but any game I'm really interested in, I'll buy a physical cart of it, you know. But like, I think it's fun to make custom carts as well, you know, stuff like that, because that's just who I am as a person. So all of these are flash cards, but this one is made by my friend HDR specifically. You can see it's also by Retro Game. You can buy this at Retro Game Repair Shop. At least I think it used to. I don't know if they still have it, but yeah, just nice little custom flash cards, you know, of Sailor Moon girls. Cause fuck it, why not, you know? I'm gonna do it on this one, so I don't worry about the power switch. Cause this one has I think a latching power switch. So you don't have to worry about this. I think wearing down over time, which I think is pretty neat. So it's gonna stand the test of time longer. What does this one have? Oh, this has Pokemon on it. Yeah. What fucking Pokemon game was I playing? I don't fucking remember this. I forget what this one has. I don't know. I kind of have all these flashcards and oh wait, I think I know what this one is. I think this is like Galax. Yeah, Gradius. Yeah, Gradius. Oh yeah, I guess I can't talk about that. So fucking yeah. So like Game Boy games or like Game Boy. Actually, hold on. So Game Boy games, specifically DMG games and Game Boy Color games, and some Game Boy Advance games, which I think I have one here, maybe. Hold on. No, I don't. I felt like looking for it. Okay, whatever. Well, actually, wait, do I have it? Do I have? Oh, yeah, I have Sapphire. Okay, close enough. So, how long have I been collecting into collecting Game Boys? Since I got one ages ago. It wasn't really more collecting, but I guess the collecting became more of a passion thing like in the last like 7, 8 years. But yeah, since Mog mentioned it, these original Game Boy games and some Game Boy Advance games have batteries inside of them because not every game needed to save data. Like say like fuck it. I'll just use Kirby. Yeah, okay, we use Kirby because I have it right here. Technically, yeah. So technically, not every game needed to save data, quote unquote. So like there are some games that we like you could just play and like nothing would save after you like turn off the cart or whatever. But games like Pokemon or like RPGs whatever would say would like to say retain data and information. I think it's SRAM that needs constant power. I want to say it's like one of the two RAMs. I fucking can't remember off the top of my head. So like if I were to take out the battery in any of these games right here, the data would go away. Like how oh yes, for specifically for at least for Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, the batteries in these were specifically for the real-time clock, so the clock-based events could occur. It doesn't actually save any data. Actually, the data isn't saved or retained through the battery inside of it. But Mog, I'm sorry to hear that. That is unfortunate. So yeah, so these obviously were like this game, at least these two games specifically, will have a battery that'll last like maybe 10, 20 years, even 30 years at this point. Where this one will probably last 5 to 10 years. And maybe wondering, well, okay, how come these can last like 30, but these two can last like only like 5 years? It's because the real-time clock is a real drain on these. It's like a real drain on these batteries. Oh yeah, Lufia. I still had to play this, but I have Lufia 1 and 2 on the Super Nintendo and this. I just haven't played them yet. But I want to. Like I said, I have a bunch of fucking games that I bought that, as you've probably seen, that I have yet to get to because I was like, well, I want to collect all these games because I want to play them. But now that I have all these games, I can't play them. Oh my god, because there's so much to play. Yeah, I think so too, Vic. So like, I'm assuming like they knew, okay, probably like 10 years or so, people are gonna play these games and whatever. Who gives a fuck after that, right? But yeah, but specifically at least for Gen 3 Pokemon, aside from Fire Red and Leaf Green, and Gen 2 Pokemon, these batteries would die quick. So like, if you intend to actually like collect retro stuff, and you really care about your save data, like as Mog mentioned before, if it was like legit 151 traded Pokemon, if the battery still worked or still works, I highly recommend like, actually hold on, I have it. Um, it's it's in a plastic bag, so excuse us. I highly recommend. Hold on. I highly. I keep everything in plastic bags in the drawer so it's easier to find them. Because I could like, oh, like it's right here. I highly recommend one of these. A GBX cart, because you can plug in your games into this, and like, I really want to save I really want to place the battery in. Okay, actually, terrible example. Let's say I really want to save the uh the memory or like my save of Pokemon Yellow version. I can use this device, dump the save file onto my PC, replace the battery, and then write the save back to the cartridge. So it's like nothing ever happened. If you're really like serious on like collecting retro games, specifically for Game Boy, or I guess really any system that uses like battery backup, I highly recommend a dumper to do so, because it will just make your life so much easier, like by a fucking country mile. At least specifically this one, I really love the GBX cart. Does everything I needed to, and it gets constantly updated. Happy, love them. But it's also like $50. But if you really care about just your data information, $50 is basically nothing. Because you're probably spending what, over 100 hours, 200 hours playing these games, and like you want to let 200 hours go to waste like that? Like, okay, come on now. And put that away. And let's fucking start putting all this away, because all this is like so much, because oh my god. Let me put this right here. Nice and protect. I should move all these over here. It's all Game Boy games anyways. Wow. Up. Up. To the side. Okay, whatever. But let's turn this shit off. Wow, wow. But now we're going to actually go to the systems I actually actively use. Because... Actually, I'm going to move it all to the side. There's too much shit over here. Which one should I pull out first? Actually, I'm gonna pull out. Actually, no. We're gonna pull out this one. Actually, no. Hold on. I'm gonna pull out these two. So obviously, we have all these Game Boys, right? Cool, whatever, great. But the systems I actually use the most are Game Boy Advance. I love the Game Boy Advance. And as you could probably tell, I really love Fire Emblem. I also really love VTubers. So, actually, let me take out this one as well. These I have the most Game Boy Advances because I actually use the Game Boy Advances the most. We have one of my friend numbers, and we have another one of Grimmy. Wow, look at that. Look at all these cool Game Boy Advances. Actually, you can't even see this one, the Grimmy one. Let's move this up higher. Yeah, good enough. Look at that. Wow, look at that. Look at all these Game Boy Advances. I think this would be my preferred way to play, at least for Game Boy Advance games specifically, because it's just comfortable to hold. Now I'll show off the other ones I have after this one, but like, yeah, I really like modding Game Boy Advances specifically because you can UV print. Obviously, we got one of Main Meow, my friend, really cute. What's on this one? Hold on. It might be Fire Emblem if I'm being honest. Is it Fire? No, it's Mother 1 plus 2. Hey. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, it's MAME. It had Mother 1 plus 2 on this. I forgot. But yeah, so this is obviously all these are custom, fully modded. Batteries. This doesn't have anything inside of it. I'm gonna turn on this one. I'm gonna put this one right here. And then it goes still batteries off another console. Come over here. You get right over here. Give me your batteries. Okay. Oh yeah, it is. Earthbound 1 plus 2 is, I mean, it's a okay port of Mother 1, but if you want to play Earthbound, actual Earthbound, don't play that. There we go. So it moves up to the side. Well, I guess not on the side, but yeah. So obviously I have one of my friend Main Meow. If you don't know her, I love her. She's great, really cute. I also have one of my wife, Erica Fire Emblem. She's really cute. I love her. I'm really happy with this. I think it came out really nice. And also this one of Grimmy. The VTuber Grimmy, if you know her. I really like her. And I worked with her specifically to get this made. I asked her for the art and her logo and everything. And I actually sent one of these to Grimmy. There's 4 of these Game Boy Advances, at least the shells in the world. Grimmy has one. I have one because I wanted to make one. One of her mods, Extra Fuzzy, who I'm friends with, has one. And then we did there was a charity raffle that one of her friends did. And I offered to give one of these away for that. So yeah, but that was in a different color. And I know Grimmy has shown this off, I think, a couple of times, which she hasn't talked about in a while, but it's fine. It's whatever. I'm just happy she has it. And I think it's really cool that I was able to work with her and actually do this with her. Still one of probably the coolest things I've ever done in this scene. And obviously with Mame as well, I asked Mame permission and asked for help with like a logo and everything. But it wasn't as stressful inducing as this one was. And also my friend Numbers, who's also a VTuber as well. You can tell, wow, 3 VTubers. I like a lot of VTubers, obviously. If you've never seen Numbers or 7192 channel, I highly recommend them. She's pretty funny, but that's besides the point. I basically only play one game on these Game Boy Advances. Or I guess one series. And it's not Pokemon. No, it's not Pokemon. I use my Game Boy Advances to play Fire Emblem specifically. That's all I fucking do. I'm always like, oh, what am I play my Game Boy Advance today? It's gonna be Fire Emblem. Always fucking Fire Emblem. Because I just can't help myself. I mean, I own 2 copies of Sacred Stones. I made my own custom cart of the Binding Blade in English, so I could actually fucking read it. I have the first Fire Emblem. I also have another copy of Fire Emblem that I took out of the shelf for some reason. But yeah, like, oh, this is a custom flashcard for the Game Boy Advance as well. I have a few custom flashcards actually. Wow, look at that. Oh, fuck. But yeah, I just really like Fire Emblem. So like, whenever I'm playing the Game Boy Advance, I'm literally always usually playing Fire Emblem. In some way or form. Either Fire Emblem 6, Fire Emblem 7, or Fire Emblem 8. This is actually a Final Fantasy 6 on this cart that has color correction and fixed audio, as much fixed audio as you possibly can. And I really want to play through. I really want to play through Final Fantasy 6 on the Game Boy Advance, because I think it'd be really funny for 2 reasons, which I'll show off soon. And I forget. I think this is also Fire Emblem, if I'm being honest. You can't see it. That's some little cute PCB art. Nothing wrong with that? Yeah, right? I'm gonna turn the audio for this. It's fucking loud. But yeah, no, I'm a really big Fire Emblem nerd. And I did stream Fire Emblem before on my channel. I played through Path of Radiance, and I really want to do like an Iron Man run of 7, because I think it'd be fun to also be fast and everything, but like it's a later thing. But yeah, no, I'm a big Fire Emblem fan. I love it, love the series. Even Engage and Fates, which are not really my most excited games. Oh yeah, I think this is a brand new copy of Sacred Stones. Yeah, I bought a brand new copy of Sacred Stones because I really wanted the complete in-box copy of actually I can grab it. Hold on. I gotta go through my collection. Shit! Oh, there goes that. So I basically bought a box copy of Fire Emblem 7 because I really wanted it. And I also bought a brand new sealed copy of Sacred Stones because it was cheaper to buy a brand new copy than buying a used copy. Why? No fucking idea, but I opened it, and this is where this one came from. I have a video of myself opening it, and it's really bad. It's really funny, but yeah. Really, like I said, really big fucking Fire Emblem fan. Because I bought these fucking boxed. I'm not trying to show off or whatever, but it's just to show how committed I am to the bit. I guess I can show this off too. Because it's right here in the shelf. I also bought a box copy of the Japanese games as well, so I got Fire Emblem 7, 8, and 6. Yes. I'm a little bit more hesitant to show off this one specifically because this is my white whale, and I guess I'm skipping ahead. I was gonna show this off with the micros. Do you like Fire Emblem? No, I hate Fire Emblem. Terrible series. But since I'm already showing off stuff from my shelf specifically, I actually own my white whale, quote unquote, that I really love. If you guys may actually wait, hold on. Gotta get back up. Obviously, I love Earthbound. Earthbound's probably my favorite games of all time. I really love Mother 3 as well. You're like, wow, Mother 3. It's a cool game. It's a very cool game. I highly recommend everyone play it at least once. It made me cry. Unironically, I knew what was gonna happen at the end of Mother 3, and I still cried. But for the longest time, I really wanted the collector's edition of Mother 3, specifically with the Mother 3 Micro. And I got a bonus one year for my work, so I bought it. the, this is probably the coolest thing I own, and I've actively looked in this box twice since I've owned it. I I mean it's really nice, looks really nice on the shelf, but oh hello Saya. Yeah, right. My flesh, hello. I was talking about Game Boys. There's a little main Game Boy right here in Grimmy. My friend numbers. Specifically main, look at main. But yeah, no, this is my white whale. I own it. I still would like a complete unboxed copy of Earthbound, but that's also like it's like a lot of fucking money. And this is a lot of money on its own. But this also has my favorite micro, which I will show off the other ones I have, but since I'm talking about these specifically, come on, excuse me. I'll pull it out just for you. This is probably not the third time I've looked at it. But yeah, since this box is cardboard, so I don't really want to mess with it too much, and it's also sun damage as well. But let's see, hold on. Dip, dip. Excuse me. I haven't really opened up this console up too much, or this box up too many times. Put that right there. Oh yes. So we have the Mother 3 Micro right here. Look at it. Oh my god. I'm sick. I am. I don't like handling this because this does a lot. This is it's very pretty. It's rarely been used. There it is. Man, that's some smudges on it. But yeah, this is what I've wanted for a long time, and I got it a few years ago, and I'm really happy with it. It's a beautiful, deep red. It's probably one of the most beautiful consoles I own, and I never use it. It it's funny because my friend who got it for me, who lives in Japan, who also got me a bunch of other stuff that I pulled it out right now. Um, he was like, "Hey, can you turn it on and see if it works?" I was like, "I'm not turning it on. This is gonna stay in the box. Like, I bought this to have it, not to use it. I don't play anything on this. This is one I don't use. This one, like, I don't want. I hate collecting as like, oh, I'm gonna sell this later for a lot of money. It's like, no, I don't. Once I buy something, I'm probably gonna keep it until I fucking die. But like, if worst comes to worst and I need money, I can always sell this. I don't want to, but if it comes to that, if it's one of the first things that would go, which makes me sad thinking about. Yeah, thank you, Saya. I showed off other Game Boys as well. But yeah, I don't play anything on this one. I just keep it nice in the box, and I look at it from time to time, and at the box, and I don't do anything else. But yes, if you've never played Mother 3 specifically, highly recommend. You probably won't cry like I would, but I cried. So and I beat it once, and I haven't beaten it since I first played it because I feel like I'm gonna cry just as much as I did the first time around. No, I know it works because my friend showed it off before he shipped it over to me that it worked. Even if it didn't work, I mean I could probably fix it to make it work, but I didn't buy it to use. I bought it to have. So yeah, this is probably one of the last times I actually hold this box until unless something happens in the future. So this goes back in the box for tune-ups, whatever. I highly recommend the Mog. This has no battery inside of it, so I don't have to worry about like the battery expanding and like exploding or whatever, because I took it out. Because I knew I was never going to use this, so yeah. Oh, hello, Electro Dolly. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, I hope this is coming well on stream. I'm not sure. But yeah, no, I really love the Game Boy Advance, and I know people have asked me before. Okay, right, like I really want to mod my Game Boy, but what should I get? Like, 'cause I really want to get, let's say, a new display. Like, I want to get like a USB-C battery that could charge and whatever. Because like both of these have rechargeable batteries inside of it, I'm sure, right? Yeah. And people always say like, oh, what can I do this and this, whatever. And to me personally, when people tell me what Game Boy they should get, I don't know why they ask, but they do. But hey, I personally always suggest one console specifically, and that's the console I have the most experience with, which I'm pulling out right now. I bought this console specifically for me because I really wanted this version. The Game Boy Advance SP. I have the double reason for not playing it. Oh, why haven't you played Mog? I have modded Game Boys for chiptune. Oh, really? Oh, so you have like, one of those hold on, excuse me, let me get this. So you have like a DMG Electro Dolly? Because I know people use DMGs to make chiptune music. One of my friends actually does make chiptune music, and he has like a crazy looking DMG, like all the like ports and come out the sides and everything. And like, oh, like look, it's like really cool. But like, I don't use it. I buy these to play. Oh, hell yeah. You should DM me those whenever you have the time, Dolly. I would love to see it. But like personally, like if I were to actually like getting Game Boy to actually use, actually use. Oh yeah, this Fire Emblem copy has a ruby back because I thought it would look cool. And it does look cool. Yeah, I would say I personally love 2 more because it's the one I've played the most. But 3 is also really, oh, you can see my face, excuse me. But 3 is also really good. But yes, if I were to get an actual Game Boy Advance SP to act or get an actual Game Boy Advance to play, I would personally just get this one right here. But because I mean this has a frontlit display. It's not as pretty looking as let's say this one or this one because this has like an M2 display. This has an IDA kit. Yes, fine. You know, which game, Dolly? Fire Emblem? Because you should totally play. It says 43 hours. I've actually beaten this game fully. Because if I go over here and I go to manage items, you go all the way down to the bottom. I actually have this guy, Lion. Lion. But yeah, like I've actually fully beaten Sacred Stones. You have to like do like you have to beat this dungeon like over here like 3 times in a row, and it's fucking long as hell. But I did it. Fucking took fucking forever, and I was super over prepared. But yeah, I was thinking SPs. Yeah, SP for the longest time only had these frontlit displays. But in terms of like Game Boy Advances to like actually use, like I've actually in terms of like usable Game Boy Advances, I would personally like take this outside because okay, late at night, oh wow, I have a frontlit Game Boy Advance display that can see the screen. I'm outside and I can't see anything. Wow, look, I'm outside and I can use the actual sunlight to help me see. You're fair. Oh, if you want me to see like if I want to take pictures of my collection, I could do that for you, Dolly. I don't like sharing what I have because like I buy and collect all this stuff for me. I don't buy it to show off. I buy it for me. Like for me for for me over there. And yeah, like I don't know. I just think Game Boys are really cool. Are there big differences with the Game Boys? Yes. I think DMG is the closest you can get to like the actual intended experience, at least for DMG games. It's really cool, really bulky and everything. I don't personally use it all that much because, like I said, the requirement of 4 AA batteries really kills the motivation to want to use it because I need 4 AA batteries to fucking power it. But like I mentioned earlier in stream, which less people were here at the time, there is an aftermarket kit that does help alleviate that issue by a lot. So I might use this more in the future. But in terms of actual Game Boys that I use either this one or one of these Game Boy Advances Game Boy Advances right here. But funny enough, let's turn this off. Hold on. I'm gonna turn this one this way. I'm gonna turn this one off and turn this one off because I'm wasting battery. But aside from all that, I actually have another Game Boy Advance I want to show off. Maybe you're wondering which Game Boy Advance is that? Well, yeah, I took that out. I have another Game Boy Advance right here. The girl in the GBA looks like Dolly. Really? Oh, the hedgehog. Oh yeah, that's our friend May Meow. She's a VTuber herself. She's really cool. I love her. I've watched it for a while, and I was like, hey, May, can I make a Game Boy Advance out of you? Yeah. But yeah, I have another Game Boy Advance right here. And I'll pull it out and you'll be like, wow, this looks super basic. Oh, wow, it's on. Whoops. And you'll be like, wow, this Game Boy Advance looks really basic. Why do you have this? Like, why do you care so much about this Game Boy specifically? Well, Vortex, calling you out. I'm not really calling you out. This Game Boy I have right here is probably one of the only console, or I guess commissions that my friend Mako did to make a Game Boy Advance. Oh, this is really bright. But yeah, this Game Boy Advance specifically was made by my friend Mako, who's a popular. Oh, no worries. Oh yeah. Who's a popular YouTuber who focused a lot on Game Boy modding. And yeah, like it's funny because when the Analog Pocket got shown off, I was like, hey Mako, I think I just want to buy a Game Boy for you. Would you make one for me? And yeah, I think this is the only one. Oop. I think this is the only one he's made, and it's in my possession. And this one, if I had to sell all my Game Boys, this is the last one I would keep because he made this, and I really, I guess I guess on the outside it literally just looks like a normal Game Boy, but it's the one he made, so it's more special to me than all these other ones. But I don't use it all that often because I think not long after I got this, I did play a few games on this, but not longer after I got this. So you love him? Brother, yeah, fucking, I love him as a friend. Actually, I'm gonna start moving consoles out of the way. There's too much shit on the table. Let's start moving things out of the way. I'm gonna keep this one right here. And welcome back, Dolly. Sorry for the ad hell. Actually, I'm gonna show this one off. So yeah, personally, my favorite Game Boy Advance, or my favorite Game Boy Advance, is something coming up still soon. But I have real nostalgia for the SP because I love the SP. Oh yeah, it's my desk mat. This is something you can't get anymore, which is really unfortunate because I think it's a really beautiful console. This is something my friend Mako made. So you may be thinking, oh yeah, you may be thinking, oh, SP is really cool. You can flip it out, and wow. You can be like, wow, look at that. How cool, right? So my friend Mako also really, I think his favorite console is the SP, and he wanted to make his own version of the SP. Ta-da! And you're like, what the fuck is this? This is the Game Boy Advance SP. And you'd be like, this is a Game Boy Advance SP? Yes, little Timmy, this is a Game Boy Advance SP. Because this is a Game Boy Advance SP. So my friend Maka, I've watched him basically do this whole process, or like most of this whole process, and I was really excited to see him make this, from like when he first started to when he finally finished it. It is really fucking cool. I really love this console. This is the machine CNC aluminum fret, and it's like probably one of the prettiest things that I have that's aside from the Mother 3 console itself. I love this thing. I'm gonna put Fire Emblem on this. If you take out money for everyone comes, I mean I could probably help you with that, Dolly, if you want. I'll DM you later. Yep. Oh, wait, hold on. Actually, no. I'm gonna show something else off. Hold on. I forgot. I wanted to show off this too. But yes, you can't get this anymore. But like, if for whatever reason you happen to come across one of these consoles, I highly recommend it. It is very nice. It is very good, and I love it. And I wish I wish people could still get it because it is really, really nice. Like, we got a bottom. I don't want to show my face more because I'm fuck ugly. But we have like a bottom SP right here, and you can see how much shorter it is in terms of like an actual like SP. It's crazy. It's amazing. I'm gonna turn this on real quick. Be nice to yourself. Thanks, Dolly. But yes, I have this right here. This is an MP3 player for the Game Boy Advance. This is also really cool. I bought this from our friend in Japan, who when I was buying a bunch of this stuff, he was like, "Hey, do you want this Plain Yan Micro?" I was like, "Sure." And he was like, "I have no idea if it works." And I was like, "I'll buy it just to have the hardware. I just think it's neat." But it does work, and I put one song on this. I mean, it sounds terrible, but like, it's a really cool little neat thing. Oh. It's a really cool, like, neat thing that I really enjoy. Is it worth the amount of money, amount of asking price people are asking for it? No, but it's really cool, and I'll probably use it as a novelty every now and then. But yeah, I have there's a song I have on here that's a cover from another VTuber, which I guess technically at this point is considered lost media. And I mean I have it, and I would re-upload it again, but she deleted it because she wasn't happy with it. But I downloaded it before she deleted it, so like, yeah. I mean, I would upload it if she didn't mind me uploading it, but it's whatever. But yeah, thank you. I don't think I look all that great, but it's fine. I don't want to flash me. I'm not afraid of showing my face. I'm afraid of people like, oh god, that's you. I'm like, yeah, sorry. But yeah, no, the slate is very cool, very beautiful. I wish more people were able to get it because I think it's a really nice piece of tech, especially with all the work you put into it to make it so fucking, like literally like, so fucking thin. Like it's insane. I've had this for years, and it still amazes me to this day every time I pick it up that he was able to take this and turn it into this. It's still like, oh my god, oh my god. All right, enough of that. But we're gonna talk about my favorite Game Boy Advance SP console, which isn't any of these. You may be wondering, what other Game Boy Advances are there? Well, Vortex, I'm calling you out again, even though you didn't do anything. You've already seen it because I pulled it out already. It is the Game Boy Micro. I love this. This thing is, I mean, you fucking like look at this comparison. Just look. Just look at this. Look how fucking tiny this thing is. I personally love this console. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. Like, it is very tiny, yes, and like I guess you could say I have bigger hands, so I guess you could say it's uncomfortable to hold, quote unquote. But like the aluminum body and like the and basically how like small the carts are, like this the the cart is not that much bigger than the console. Or like the console's barely bigger than the cart. It's insane that they were able to take this and put it into this. Oh yeah, I don't take this outside. I don't take any of these consoles outside. I play all my Game Boys indoors. I don't take them outside. If I were to take a Game Boy outside, I'll probably build a Game Boy that I know I can mess around with and not worry about getting scratched or whatever. Because who cares? But like these specifically, like this Famicom Micro that I bought from my friend Mako, and this one that I bought from Japan that I fixed up myself. Like these stay indoors, but I really love this because like remember my friends talked about it before. This feels like a passion project that someone at Nintendo was just like, I wish I had this Game Boy Advance, but I wish it was smaller and it had a backlit display. Oh, this is a battery inside of it. I think I took the battery out. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, it's you can't not see that. Hold on. I think it's L. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, just it's really cool. Fire Emblem. Wow. But yes, they do sell aftermarket replacement faceplates for these. I have this one. I think the black faceplates, for the most part, are perfectly serviceable and they're fine enough. I bought a replacement faceplate for this one, and it was super thick, and it made the buttons terrible to press. And I think that's the biggest issue with the Micro, aside from like cleaning the power switch itself, which is a fucking nightmare. Taking this apart to actually service it, nightmare. I'm not a fan, but I love this console, so I had to learn. But yeah, the faceplates are the biggest thing that are, I think, hold this back. Because like third-party replacements aside from black are all terrible, awful. And these consoles are not cheap either. These are expensive because this was considered like a flop. I'm happy for you being here as well, Dolly, and literally everybody else. I literally thought I'd be talking to two people, my friends who already know about Game Boys, and myself. So the fact that more people showed up, I'm like, oh hell yeah, great. But yeah, like I remember friends are talking about like this is somebody's passion project and it turned out they really wanted something small. Because I think in terms of like actually repairing these micros as well, like this is like a two-layer PCB. So this is like obviously like a bottom half of the PCB and a top half of the PCB. This and the boards inside these are 6 layers and they have a ribbon cable in between the layers that sandwich in between. And it's like if something breaks on this, like if you were to like sever like a connection between like the D-pad and the rest of the motherboard, impossible to fix. It's just don't even bother. Don't even bother. So like I love these things, but they're way too expensive for what they are. But they're only gonna get more expensive because like I said, this was considered a flop in America because I think they only sold like a million units. And like wow, a million, that's still a lot. But you gotta think about this sold like what, 50 million? And this also sold like probably like another 30 to 40 million. And this sold 1 million. And you can see why there's basically like you can get one of these for like $100, like $80 or whatever, and this is like 200 plus something. You're actually talking to nobody and you're in a schizophrenic episode again, right? But yeah, like I just wish this wasn't such a pain in the ass to deal with sometimes. But this is my favorite Game Boy console. Because it feels so premium even now, because the aluminum body really sells it for me. I wouldn't play like Metroid Fusion on this, because I think that would kill my hands. But playing Pokemon or Fire Emblem, I would happily do that. A lot of RPGs, yeah, I'll play this on the Micro like every fucking day. But in terms of like actual like action like Metroid, no, fucking couldn't do it. It would kill my hands. Which is why I have the wrist strap for this one, so I actually hold it without killing my hands. I actually went through all the Game Boy consoles a lot faster than I thought. So I'm panicking a little bit. Oh wait, I guess actually no. Turn this off. Turn this off too. But I guess I could talk about those other things too right now. Excuse me. You can't even hear me, but I'm still excusing myself. Oh yeah. Oh right. I could talk about this. I brought this out for a reason, dumbass. So yeah, I have a lot of ways to play Game Boy Advance, obviously. And I also have another way too that I got. Booba Matt, yeah. This yeah, it's my character. It's me. It's me. It's my old outfit. But you may be wondering, okay, it's like, what if I want to play Game Boy games on my TV? There you go. You may be wondering, what the fuck is this? This is a aftermarket kit called Woozle's Consolizer. I played a pretty yes, it's possible. There are Game Boy Advance kits that can do HDMI out nowadays. I mean I mean they work, but there's always a compromise to it. This kit, along with other kits that I do not own, this is the only one I do own for Game Boy Advance, like actual hardware, like TV out. I think if oh fuck, I actually have a Game Boy player mod. I actually have the Game Boy player, which I guess it also counts as the Game Boy Advance. So I have 21 Game Boy Advances, or 21 Game Boys. But yes, aside from that, like this right here was the cream of the crop in terms of like getting your Game Boy games on the big screen. And I don't really use this all that much anymore because I have something else that really is nice, and I'll show it off in a second. But in terms of like using actual real hardware, this along with the GBHD, I believe, are like some of your best options. And the GBHD are like is something you can still buy now. You can't buy this anymore. This has like been out of stock for like probably like 4 years by now. But I think it's really cool, and I love it. And I do want to use this because like flashcards like this. Well, I guess I'll talk about more afterwards. Because there's just some quirks that some flashcards have, like this one specifically, that don't work on other system I'm going to be talking about real soon. What's your opinion on digital Game Boys? Ooh, what do you mean by digital Game Boys? You mean like, do you mean like do you like the clone consoles, like Ambernick or whatever? I'm sorry, I have a train of thought and you just asked that question and my brain just went scattered everywhere. But I do, yeah. But going back to what I was saying, I do want to start using this again for oddly specific reasons that come with very specific flashcards, because they don't play nice with other flashcards or other systems that I have. But yes, but this does 720. This does 720p out over micro HD or mini HDMI. And obviously you can connect your Game Boy games up here and you'd be like, wow, crazy. You can play Fire Emblem on the big screen. Oh, oh yeah, okay. Funny you mentioned that, Dolly. Very funny you mentioned that. Because you may be thinking, well, all this sounds really cool, right? But what if I want a Game Boy that's modded with a backlight display, that has USB-C, and if I want the option, I want to do HDMI TV out. You may be asking yourself, does such a device even exist? Yes, it does. It's called the Analog Pocket. Oh my god. So, funny you mentioned that, Ollie. That's because that's what I was going with. Because yes, you can mod a Game Boy Advance. That's pumpkin in the main right there. You can't mod a Game Boy Advance, put another aftermarket kit to get HDMI out of these things. Like I said, but there are compromises to it. I don't know how good it is or how bad the latency is. I personally never cared because I had this, and this is basically the best of the best. At least for a certain amount of time before I think the GBHD kind of surpassed through it. But like by the time the GBHD came out, this came out. And maybe ask yourself, what is this? This is the Analog Pocket. If you really want a modded Game Boy Advance that has USB-C, that could do HDMI out, and it has a backlit display, but you don't want to use real hardware and you just want to get something that already does all of that, wow, look, it already exists and it's called the Analog Pocket because it has a backlit display. It has USB-C. It has a link port. And it also can play your actual cartridges. No, I didn't turn this one on. And you know what's even cooler about this one? This can actually do OpenFPGA. So if I wanted to play Genesis games, wanted to play NES games or PC Engine games, I can do that because it's supported. Yeah, it's more of a really fancy emulator that can also play physical cartridges. So which is why I bought it. Why do I have two of them? Because I bought a black one originally, and then they came out with pink, so I bought a pink one, and then they came out with clear red, and I bought the clear red one. I used to have 3 of these Vortex, 3, but I sold the one in clear red to somebody else because clear red didn't look like this. Clear red looked like more of like an orange, and I really didn't like how that color looked. And some lighting, it did look pretty nice, but oh yeah, so Mako, yeah, that's our friend Mako right there who made this Game Boy Advance. I told Mako was telling him earlier that like this is the coolest one I own, and it's the most basic looking because it was made by you. But yeah, it just didn't look as cool as this one, so I ended up selling it to somebody else for basically what I paid for. And I'm perfectly fine. I honestly, if they didn't release any of the colors other than black, I would have never bought this. But like I'm a sucker for pink, so I got pink. Thank you, Mog. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, talk to you later. Sleep well, my man. Yeah, I bought more just for the color. Yeah, they got me. Hell yeah, dude. We could talk about it later more. Whenever, just hit me up. If you have more interest, you got questions, just fucking hit me up. I never mind. But yeah, no, like these do everything like these consoles do and more. And it's just like I mean I always will have original hardware because I like original hardware. I like collecting original hardware because that's what I care about the most. I got all these carts and stuff for a reason. I bought all of these games for a reason. Like, but this, I am gonna buy more. I I have more games to buy. I've been slowing down my games to buy, but I still have more games that I want to get. But like the games I want to collect now are like what over $100 or getting close to $100, and it's just like, I mean, yeah, I want it and I can afford it, but it also really hurts. So like I buy them when I get some other stuff sorted because I didn't like over a month ago now. I did recently move into a new place with my brother, and I've had to spend a lot of money moving and everything. So like that's been really hurting my wallet. But like living at this new place has been really nice because I don't have to deal with noise, and it's really nice not to deal with noise all the time. But yes, if you can afford a modded Game Boy Advance like this, you can afford this. And you don't need to have the actual cartridges to actually play Game Boy Advance games because you can use OpenFPGA and um you can have all that here. Look, I'm playing NES Zelda right now. And look, NES. There we go. Turn this down. I'm telling Nintendo, shut up, Marco. Oh yeah, I love Fire Emblem so much that I literally have Fire Emblem hacks on this. So many Fire Emblem hacks I need to get through. Also games as well. Yeah, this is I have the EverDrive Mini in this. It's funny. I'm using it like an FPGA console with an FPGA with like a cartridge that basically emulates. You know, it's whatever. It's stupid. But I have it. Wowie zowie. Wait, this is for mystery gifting if I want to do that as well. This is FA6 Mother 3 Shin Megami Tensei. But yeah, like yes, you can upload. So technically, let's just say I legally dumped my copy of NES Zelda because I do actually own Zelda for the for the Nintendo original NES Entertainment System. And EverDrive is a cartridge emulator. Yeah, thank you, Mako. Yes, Mother 3. Um, but yes, you can legally upload with the SD card on the side over here and do everything you want. Oh, hold on, let me settings. Wait, hold on. Display mode. Nope. Hold on, let me get out of this real quick. Give me 1 second. Settings, pocket, display. Let's turn this brightness down so you can actually see that. NES. I'll do Mother Restored. But yes, look, wow, we have the original Mother on this as well, and Mother 3. Crazy. I've yet to play this on this, actually, but yeah, like, oh, like, oh yeah, I was playing Mother, that's right, I was playing this on this, I forgot. There's a dock you can buy to do HDMI out and have it in like Bluetooth controllers. So if you really want to get like the ultimate Game Boy experience, but you don't want to go through the hassle of having this or this or this or like really all this stuff, just get an analog pocket and a dock, which will probably cost you like around $300. But like you can instead of literally just playing Game Boy Advance games and lower, you can play like NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis, PC Engine, you know, everything, you know, everything. And I think that's really nice for that reason. Oh yeah, sorry, I don't have any lurk function. I still need to fucking add that. Yeah, they enjoy your lurk though. I really appreciate it. But yeah, but if somebody really wants to collect original hardware, like one of my friends has been doing recently, it's like, yeah, like if you really want to get actual hardware and stuff like that, then I would recommend getting a modded Game Boy, like this one. Let me turn this off real quick. And then just buying a flash card. Cause yes, let's say modded Game Boy Advance right now runs you like what, $230. But and the flash card runs you like what, $100 or like I think or like yeah I think or $80. I forget how much this is. You'd be like, okay, well yeah, but this is like $300. This is a big ask for me to put into this. If you really want to play original hardware and you really want to get into this, then I recommend literally just buying a flash card and calling it a day. Because I'm fucking insane. Okay? I've already showed off a few times, but like yeah, like I will buy all of this and then buy actually the games that I want at the same time while having a cartridge emulator at the same time. Like yeah, like I am on the deep end of this, okay? I'm the extreme. Like yeah, I know, thank you. It's funny because I have a flash card in here that I can't show off because it's very lewd. I'll probably take a picture and probably post it on Twitter. But like, I forgot I had it right here, and I was like, oh god, I can't show this one. But yeah, that's when the Game Boy released their NSO for Game Boy games, and I'm like, oh cool, that's for everybody but me, because I can play all these games and I physically own them, so Nintendo can never take these away, can never take like this away from me. And if they wanted to, they have to fucking kill me for them, because I'm never gonna give this up. I'm never gonna take you down and hurt you. Pokemon on over there, especially like of Ludus. Well, to me, it's more like it's yeah, I guess I can get a lewd, like a lewd version of all this. Um, of all this, yeah, like I could have gotten this UV printed with like provocative images like one of my friends has, which is really funny, but I can't show it on stream, but it's really funny. But I mean, I just want to make cool looking Game Boys, and I mean I have, and like I have with this because this is UV printed. I had to send it to my friends so we can actually take it apart and UV print this on the actual console. I really debated what I really wanted to put on this, and I ended up getting Mame and Pumpkin because I love them both, and I think they're both really cool. I'm not gonna UV print this one though. I like this one as is. But yeah, in terms of like making like a lewd console or whatever, um, I personally I don't see the point aside from making it as a joke. If I were to go like to off Kai, yeah, I probably would make one as a joke, but probably never use it again. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I really like how consoles look as they are. Yeah, as a joke. Okay, Mako. So I think the beauty is also in the basic console design of itself, which is why I like the micro so much, because I think the micro, being very basic, is also very beautiful in itself. Because it doesn't, because I mean this realistically, this is like my friend Mako's mentioned many times before. This is a children's toy. This is a toy. I mean you can make this look as nice as you want, but at the end of the day, it's still a toy. But the micro, let me go grab it again. But the micro is the closest thing you get to as like a premium looking device. It's nice, slim, all black. Like yeah, like cool as hell, right? And like I feel like it's still you can use this today, and if nobody knew what you're looking at, they're probably like, oh okay, cool, whatever. Because this still feels modern. This still feels new to me. It doesn't feel, I guess, dated or like stuck in the early 2000s as like something like this is. I guess the closest next modern console I have is this one. But Microsoft is so immaculate. But yeah, like I said, I'm not like in terms of like Game Boy collecting everything, I'm off the fucking deep end of this shit, you know? I've I have so many ways to play Game Boy games, it's not even fucking funny. At all. But I mean I love the platform and I'll probably keep collecting for it until I don't know, I get tired of it, which I don't think will happen. Shut up, Michael. Micro. Mako, I actually do want to get another micro. Because actually, wait, I do have another micro. I didn't even fucking show this one off. This one's basic. This micro isn't anything special. But years ago, I used to go to a local game shop that and they would sell like a bunch of stuff and like they would sell like cases and stuff. And I found a Game Boy micro case. I was like, whoa, it's crazy. I never seen one of these. And like any type of accessory for the micro is super fucking hard to find, even a case. And like, yeah, I have this one in purple with a pink strap. Wow, look at that. Which I don't really use all that often because this also has a aftermarket faceplate. I still have the original faceplate for this, but I kind of butchered the side of this battery door. You can't. you can't really tell on camera, but like I kind of almost stripped a screw on this, and I also like screwed into the actual shell itself in the incorrect area. So like you can see, yeah, you can see that's bad. It doesn't look bad, but like compared like how it should look on the actual micro, wait, I guess black would be bad for this. You could see like how much it sticks out. I fucked up. I really messed up with this micro, and I still feel really bad about messing this up. Because the battery, I don't know, like I have aftermarket batteries on like all the macros I use, and this one just had a hard time fitting. And I did the very simple mistake of trying to make it fit, even by removing the foam inside of these macros. And yeah, like it's disgusting. It's bad. I did show my friend Mako like this, and he's like, it doesn't look that bad. I was like, you didn't see the inside. You didn't see how awful I made it look. But while it's still alive, I have no idea. I got into a lot of this retro collecting. Let's go. No. I'll do it off stream so no one can record and see my failures. But yeah, while it's still alive, I bought a lot of these things, or I collected a lot of this stuff before COVID happened. Because COVID basically killed, I think, collecting for a lot of people because the prices skyrocketed. And it's still, even to this day, like 6 years later, they haven't really gone down in price, which is kind of insane to think about. I'm gonna put this away. I'm gonna move all this shit off the side. Back to my bed. Gotta be careful not to drop anything. Okay. Sorry, it's a lot to move. But so yeah, I think that's basically it for Gameboys, if I'm being honest. I did want to show off one thing off, because like I do mostly collect for Gameboys in general, as you probably saw, but I also collect for DS as well. And I have this. This isn't Game Boy related, but you can't play Game Boy games on it. But yeah, no, I have this. I bought this as a present to myself back in 2017 because I thought it looked cool. And I remember my friend really was like, "Why did you buy this? This is stupid." And she was like, "The 3DS is old and it's going out at this point." I didn't see why you got this. It's like I thought it looked pretty neat. And this is way too much fucking money. And it's also unfortunate because I actually do use this. I actually do use this console like a bit. But like the way I hold it, the little shield bit on the other side right here digs into my finger. And I really don't like using it for that reason. And it really bothers me. So like as pretty as this is, as nice as this is, I recently acquired something else that I think I'm gonna start using more. Which is right over here. Let me pull it up. Which is right over here. The 2DS, which I got from our friend in Japan. He's really nice. We didn't agree on a price, but we agreed on the price after the fact. But I after holding this and like doing mods in it and everything, I really like how this feels in the hand compared to this. And I think I'm gonna play a lot of my DS games on this instead of this. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is pretty, and I do like how this looks and everything, but like these little shield bits on my fingers actively make me not want to use it, like at all. So I'm probably just gonna use this instead and call it a day. Wait, oh, the battery's dying. Oh no. I need to charge this. I have not used this in a while. How many consoles do I have on my desk right now? These two. But yeah, you can see this doesn't work, but the battery's basically dying, so I need to charge this. I moved everything off over to my bed. Because all my consoles are on my bed. I do not have enough desk space to fit all my consoles. It is way too much. But yeah, no, like, this isn't really Game Boy related, but you can mod the 3DS and actually get Game Boy games onto this, because if you didn't know, way back when the 3DS first released, it was a lot of money. People were like, we're not going to pay like $250 for this. And so when they lowered the price down for everybody else, the people who already bought it got like, what, 12 Game Boy Advance games for free? And it was called the Ambassador Program or something like that. My older brother actually gave me his 3DS, which is a part of that Ambassador Program. So I actually have a 3DS that has that Ambassador Program feature or ticket, whatever, on it. But yeah, you can play Game Boy Advance games. Not that I ever played Game Boy Advance games on like the 3DS, because why the fuck would I? I already have. Excuse me. I already have basically 12 other Game Boy Advance games, or Game Boy Advances to actually play Game Boy Advance games. I mean, like I said, I have the actual cards, so why would I do this? Man, is this not working? It's not working. Oh. That took fucking forever. Okay. I don't know why it took so long. But yeah, like, technically this is a Game Boy Advance, and yeah. 20 Game Boy. You know what? Vortex, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You wanna know something else, Vortex? You wanna be all smug about it? I also have a DSi XL. If only it were 20, exactly. If only I didn't have all these fucking consoles. It's ruining my goddamn life. I'm gonna charge this to DS. Yeah, like I said, if only it was only 20 consoles, but I have way much more. I actually unironically really like the DSi XL. I think it's very cool. You cannot see this for shit. Hold on. Where are the settings for this? Says settings. Oh, I'm literally at the start, dumbass. 1 second. Okay, that's a lot better. Yeah, I actually really like the DSi. Like, DSi I think is a really cool console. I do not have the XL versions, but I do have the XL versions, and I think the XL versions are really fucking cool. I wish the non-DSi XL consoles would build like the brick silhouette that is DSi. I actually want to buy the smaller DSi's, because I think they also have the clicky buttons as well. And like, it's like the only DSi or the DS console I don't own, so I want one. I'm so fucking angry that people selling their 3DSs like, yeah, 3DSs I think are way too overpriced. I think people are selling it for so much is because, like, there's really no way to emulate, like, so there's no real way to emulate 3DS games well. And aside from like the Alien Thor, which is like $700 or something, it's really stupid. Let's skip all this. Wow, I got a rapier. But yeah, it's just like, the pixel scaling on this isn't really great. I mean, it's manageable, but like, I rather have my crisp pixels, so like, this is more of a novelty than anything. Yes, menu. Yes. My Switch is too, yeah, but I think the reason why DSs are so expensive is because if you want to actually play DS games, there's no real like good way to do it. Even on like what PC, excuse me, the emulators for DS are just god awful. I don't know. I didn't see the point of selling my DS or my 3DSs because it's like, well, I got Fire Emblem, so I'm gonna keep it for Fire Emblem, of course. But yeah, like all this shit's really stupid. Oh yeah, it has the same buttons as the XL. Okay, that's really good to know. But yes, I really love the XL because yes, you could play DS games on your 3DS, but it's not pixel perfect. And this DSi XL, really crisp pixels. DS games look really fucking beautiful. Hold on, let me put on the DS game. Ah, so much talking. So much fucking talking. That's my Switch games. Let me pull up. I got a bunch of DS games right here. We're gonna pull out the one good DS game. Pokey Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. Fuck you think I was gonna show off? DS IXL has pixel density so low you can actually see the books without magnification. Really? Holy shit, boy! Oh. But yes, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. Like, yeah, like when it comes terms to like actual playing DS games, I think playing on actual like DS hardware still cannot be beaten. Just like I'm playing on for like the DS stuff. If I'm playing if I actually want to play 3DS games, I would just play on the 3DS. I'm not gonna get an emulation device that could do 50 consoles because I'm not gonna play all those consoles. I'm not gonna give two shits. But I have to restart on this because I can't trust my save file over. So I have to I lost 12 hours. Well, I didn't lose 12 hours, but since I want to play on this instead of my other 3DS, I have to restart everything. So yeah. Oh yeah, this is endgame. Wow, look at that. It's right at the end of the boss. But yeah, like I do play these games. I do specifically play Fire Emblem. But yeah, no, like I think if you really want to go all crazy for DS, then you probably should. You should just get a DSi XL. I know DS Lites have the little card thing on the bottom for Game Boy Advance games, and people are like, well, yeah, but I want to use my DS Lite to play Game Boy Advance games. It's like I have Game Boy Advance. I don't need this. This feature's redundant to me. I don't care. But I wish I could show it off. The pixels. Hold on, can I autofocus on this? Oh, wait, autofocus? Okay, you can't really tell it's bad. Oh yeah, exactly. The build quality for these consoles versus DS Lite, that didn't fucking make a difference. I thought the DS Lite was pretty good when I first got it, because my only comparison was the DS Fat. But then like DSi XLs, beautiful console, build quality is amazing. Honestly, no fucking comparison. I think this is the best way to experience DS games. And I think at the moment for me right now, this is the best way to experience the DS games, because I can actually fucking hold it. And I don't have to worry about the stupid ass hinge. Ah. But yes, I have a lot of fucking game systems. And I never fucking talk about them because this autism is... Oh, hold on. Because this autism that I'm dealing with right now is for me. I carry this much. And no one else needs to know because this autism is for me specifically. Collecting all the... I need to move this flashcard out of the way before I get myself in trouble. I'm not doing this to brag or show off. Oh, look at all this cool stuff I have. This is how in deep I am of wasting my goddamn money on things that don't even matter to like probably 95% of people. I'm just that far gone. I cannot see for shit. We got a ballista right here. But also I don't like the button animations of this game. I think they're very ugly. But yes, I think summertime, if you're interested in DS games, or not DS games, but 3DS specifically, and you do not care about the 3D effect of the 3DS, honestly, after using this for a little bit and like holding it, I think I'm gonna play a lot of my 3DS games on this console. Because like I said, like it just feels nice to hold in the hand, and you don't have to worry about the hinge. And they made it for kids, to kids to not worry about or to break anything. And it's just like, yeah, and it looks cool. Well, at least this one looks really cool. So it's like, yeah, fuck, I'm gonna use this. Like, hell yeah, dude. I thought about changing this since I've been to not be in Japanese, but I feel like there's a lot of issues with that, so I'm just not gonna bother. I have no idea why Fire Emblem Awakening just doesn't have the title screen, but whatever. I don't have the DS lights or whatever on hand. They're not really packed away, but they're kind of hidden away. And I don't feel like really grabbing them right now. So I can't show off like a DS Lite compared to I can't show off like a DS Lite compared to like DSi XL, but yeah, like I guess I didn't show this off earlier either. Because Mako mentioned the hinge. Because you got the hinge of this, and it's just like, even when brand new, this hinge, I mean, I'm assuming it's there so it doesn't break, so it's not super stiff and just snaps in half. But I do not like that. I'm not a fan of it at all. But hey, it's supposed to be like that, so I don't know. But this basically, like, you may be thinking this looks brand new because, like, well, I took care of the console because I really liked how it looked and I didn't want to mess it up. It's still like pretty console, but oh my god. Ugh. I think I'm done talking. I have honestly no idea what else to say. If anybody has any questions about literally everything I've just said for the past 2 hours, let me know. Because my throat hurts. Not for that reason. And yeah, like, I honestly thought this would take like 3 to 4 hours to get through everything, but I was just going back and forth to just talk about everything. Because like I said, none of this is scripted. I literally just like, the webcam works. I'm going to talk about Gameboys. And then I talked about Gameboys for 2 hours straight, and I'm just like, oh my god. Sort of I missed the first part. DMG bad, Game Boy Pocket Color really cool, Game Boy Color is also cool, Game Boy Advance is cool, Game Boy Advance SP is really cool, Macro is the best. There you go, that's the whole first part. But yeah, like, I still, like I said, I still really like, it's so crazy to think that this turned into all of this, you know? This fucking massive ass brick and shit eventually led to all of this, which pretty neat to think about, you know. I guess quote unquote this, which also led to, hold on, which also led to this right here, the Switch Lite. This is the Pokemon one. I actually started using this recently because a game I've been playing on this. I started playing Tokyo Mirage sessions on this. It's actually not a bad game. I didn't think I would like it, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. But yeah, Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem, wow, Fire Emblem Warriors, crazy. Whatever, put this away. Ugh. I have too many fucking games to play, dude. It's actually fucking awful. And yet all I do is play Dark Souls or Fire Emblem or whatever. Yeah, yeah, that's actually I just put down the light. Actually, I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna close this shit up. Don't take this one away. Put that right there. Let's grab my light again. Yeah, no, like I hope Nintendo also refreshes the light. I really hope that they do make a light version for the Switch too, if that's even possible. Because I think this is a really cool console. Because like when I first got the Switch, I did play a lot of handheld mode, but like the Joy-Cons yeah, sure, they were secure, but they didn't feel secure. So I played through like all Breath of the Wild between like hybrid mode, but like this just feels so much better to hold in the hand, and I really like it for that reason. And I'm sad I didn't use this as much as I would like to, but I think for other games specifically, that I don't really care, that I was probably just play in bed, I'm probably just be using this. It's so good, but it's so slow compared to the set too. Yeah, it's everything a PSP was ever meant to be. When did you mention PSP? I guess we're gonna talk about PSP as well. Fuck it, am I right? I actually bought a PSP recently for work reasons. So I had this really pretty. I have a PSP as well. I've actually never held a PSP until I bought one. Well, actually, that's a lie. I held a PSP ages ago when it was brand new. But that was like, what? When did the PSP release? Fucking 2000. When did the PSP release? 2006? 7? I don't know. Yeah, so I held a PSP in 2005. I didn't hold one again until 20 years later. Is the stick bad? Yeah, it's not great. It's not a great stick at all. But I mean, it feels nice. I mean, aside from that, like it's for being 2005 and being made of plastic, it's not all that awful. How do you turn this on again? Oh, is the battery dead? Are you serious? Oh my god, the battery's dead. That's crazy. It's cool. Whatever. Have you ever played a game on Jet? I didn't think the battery would die. I did play a little bit of Tekken because I had to buy a PSP for work because this is a laminated display. Metal Slug in Battlefield? Yeah, I believe that. Also, hello, my brother. I hope your trip's going well. I almost said where you're at. Thing is the battery on the PSP that fucking bad? I didn't fucking realize. Jesus Christ. I mean, this is nice, the mechanical feature. I'm never gonna use this feature, but I think it feels nice. And knockout, crazy. But yeah, no, this one's modded as well. This has a laminated display, and the screen looks really good. I also have a PSP Go. That's also really cool as well. PSP Go, really cool. The buttons do not feel as good as this one. I'm kind of sad about that. But I mean, I own one now, so I also own a Vita as well that I don't use. Oh my god, dude. What am I doing? I'm wasting my fucking money and my time and my life on this stupid ass shit. But yeah, I hope you sleep well. I hope your trip's going well. I fucking had Cloud, my brother's cat, like fucking lay on me earlier when I was about to go get food before the stream. And his fucking cat was like all over my face. Like, why do you keep smelling my face? What's so attractive about it? Yeah, there are some good games on the PSP. I actually want to play PS1 games on the PSP. I'd like, what? Castlevania Symphony of the Night? Because I do eventually want to get a modded, excuse me, PS1. But that's like, for me, that's like, if they're really, I don't know if I want to do that or not. But I do want to get a modded PS1 just for PlayStation 1 games. But yeah, I can also play them on the PSP. I do want to play Tekken 6 on this. Because I do join Tekken 8, and I would like to try out the other Tekken games, because, I mean, I think Tekken's pretty fun, so fucking eventually, quote unquote. Um, at least for Tekken, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, for Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I would be playing a D-pad, so like, yeah, I would not use a stick. I would have to look up what games I would want to play on PS1 on this. But like, I guess the only issue of these displays, like how Vic was talking about, is that the displays are interlaced for the PSP. So if this was actually fucking working, I could show you it, but it's not. Um, I mean, it looks. I mean, the old display looked fine, but like this laminated one is just so much better. And I could try to charge it. I think if I knew this was, if I think if I knew I was gonna bring this out, I would have charged it beforehand. But I didn't, so fucking here you go. Whatever. But I think it's nice. I really like the color. Yeah, it looks good off. Yeah. But yeah, no, for 2005, this feels. I mean, this is a really pretty console, and I mean, in comparison to this, I'm like, goddamn, I'm really shocked that like how well Sony did. I guess for the 3000, how it worked and everything. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna put this away now because I can give two shits right now. Because the fact that it being dead annoyed me. Um, I know for a fact this was dead though. The PS Vita right here, that I also got from Pumpkin. Oh, um, it's a little dusty. But yeah, I have this as well. Really, I think this feels really cool. This is a very pretty console. And I'm surprised that Sony fucked this up so bad. Because after holding one for the first time, not like semi recently, I don't know how you fucked this up this badly, you know? But I know this is a fact. I know this for a fact is dead because I have not used it in a hot minute. Imagine if Nintendo laminated the light. Yeah, it would be really nice, wouldn't it, if they actually laminated the light? There's actually an aftermarket kit for this one specifically for the light that had OLED displays or whatever. But it's just like I don't really care about OLED on the light when I think the actual display itself on this light, the LCD, is fine enough already for at least what I want to play. No, I don't really care, so I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna put this away too. Just moving everything to my fucking. Excuse me. I'm gonna pull out these two. So I can still say I'm talking about Game Boy games or Gameboys. Gotta get the slate. Yeah, no, I think the Vita is really cool, and I guess the big game to play is Gravity Rush, but like, yeah, it's just like you put so much cool hardware in the Vita, but you did literally nothing with it. Like, what the fuck was the point, you know? Ugh. Yeah, I think I'm done talking. I don't know if anybody else has questions, but like, yeah, like, look at all these games. I got Puyo Pop, Advance Wars, Pokemon Emerald, Castlevania, fucking Area of Sorrow, really amazing game. You can buy this on the Switch as a collection of the other Game Boy Advance games. Highly recommend. Really amazing game. I also got Breath of Fire. I got the Easy Flash Air, useless piece of shit. Also got Mother 1 Plus 2 right here. Wow. I like, wow, look, it's a copy of Fire Emblem 7, but Japanese. Wow. Uh, yeah, just too much stuff. Too much stuff. And then, like I said, I showed this off earlier about all these other games as well. I recently bought Duke Nukem Advance for the shits and giggles, because why not, you know? I also got Drill Dozer. I've had this for a long time, never fucking played it. I think if I bought this like what, 2015, I played a total of like 30 minutes. Crazy. But yeah, no, fucking Castlevania as well. Look, wow. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of went over I kind of literally talked about all the Game Boy stuff I wanted to. Whenever all the Game Boy stuff I wanted to, and more of the Switch Lite. And yeah, like, I mean, what else can I say at this point? How do I bring up the menu for the Switch Lite? I don't know how to bring up the menu. So you can see the display. But yeah, no, I think for Switch Lite, like, I want to play, like, it doesn't really matter if I play Final Fantasy 7 or 8 remake on my Switch Lite or my Switch 2, because it's gonna be exactly the same. It's not gonna be any different, you know? So I was like, yeah, I was like, fuck it, why not? Why am I gonna play this on Switch 2 when I can just play like right here, you know? I don't know. I have so many RPGs I need to play, dude. Oh my god. But yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, unless somebody wants to know anything else, I got literally nothing else to talk about. Y'all got to see how much money I've wasted on all this shit, and how much I don't use any of it. Well, I do use my Game Boys, but a lot of it I don't use, like all these fucking games. But like, yeah, like, I don't know. It's all there. Yeah, exactly. Like what, Fire Emblem Warriors? Like Fire Emblem Warriors, I don't have it on this. I was playing this on my Switch Lite for a little bit because it's like the game doesn't run any better on my Switch 2 or Switch Lite. It just loads faster, sort of, on Switch 2. So I'm just move everything over. But like what, this game loads really fucking fast. Like what? I'm gonna put it up right now. But Tokyo, wow, look at that load, 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 and yep. I yeah, look at that. We're in the game. And it's like what, probably like what, 25 seconds to get into the game? And like, yeah, it's just like it's fast enough and like I can give a shit less. Would it be good? Would it look nice in upscaled 4K? Maybe, but I mean, does it really matter? You can also got Final Fantasy 7. Wow. But yeah, no, that's why I keep it the Switch Lite, just for odd use cases here and there. Uh, um, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it here. Oh, yeah, I bought this. Yeah, I've still yet to play it. Just too much stuff to fucking do, dude. Anyways, yeah, if anybody else has questions or whatever, you're free to ask. If not, then I'm just gonna go raid somebody. I gotta go find somebody to raid. Because my mouth is fucking sore. Thanks for the talk. Yeah, no, I honestly thought the stream would be like 3 hours minimum. But after like getting through talking and like not having anything scripted, just like, yeah, I like this and I like this. I realized there wasn't much to talk about. I mean, yeah, and I guess it was nice to show off all the cool Game Boy hardware I have that nobody knew I had, or nobody was like, why do you have all this? It's like, I don't know. I just think it's neat. I guess that was fun to show off, but like realistically, like I don't like talking about what I own because it just feels like I'm homo. Like I guess in a sense, it feels like I'm a homo bragging. It's like, oh, look at all this cool stuff I have. Because it feels like that's a lot of the hobby. They're like, oh, I have all this. Look at all these cool games I own. And it's just like, I feel like they buy it for the reason of just not using it. And it's just, yeah, it's a hobby, exactly. But I think some people get into this hobby for the wrong reasons. Yeah, fuck those nerds. But yeah, like uh so I was like, what am I listening to this to? Animal Crossing, great. Who is live? Oh, my friend is live right now. I would rate somebody else, but they are playing Resident Evil 9, which I'm gonna play next on Twitch. I'm gonna play Resident Evil 9. But that's later for that, because I finally did the stream, and hopefully I think maybe in the future I can do like a soldering stream where I actually solder something up, like or clean a power switch or something. I don't know, because I think that'd be fun, or like buy a Game Boy. You know, fuck it, because why not? But that's a later thing. I gotta actually do that first. Anyways, yeah. I think I'm gonna raid my friend. Right here. Copy. I'm gonna do slash raid. Did that work? Slash raid. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it didn't work. Anyways, yeah, I think that's it. I have to remember to actually upload this later. Hopefully I do more stuff. I could do more stuff with Gameboys later. I don't know. I have to figure it out. I mean, this camera is cool and it's nice and everything, but it's not as good as I'm hoping. Maybe I should get better lighting or something. I don't fucking know. Figure it out later. Issues for later. But yeah, thank everybody for watching and listening to me ramble for basically almost 2.5 hours. Talking about literally fucking nothing. But yeah, I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna do something else. Fucking rest. Yeah, thank everybody for watching and lurking and everything. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I think if I attempt to do this again for like soldering, I will get like lights such. And I thought the light I have literally right next to my table would work, but I guess I need stronger lights for that. But it's like I said, it's fine. It's literally an issue for later. Because if I issue for later. But yeah, enjoy my friend if you say to watch. If not, no worries. I will catch you all later. Bye bye.